Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to jump in and do the other burst mode mission for the new Shadow Dragons of Despair event. It's stage 2 with the STR Omega. You fight a bunch of the other dragons along the way, and we are going to do the Mastered Evolution run. So I did the Majin Saga one yesterday. We're going to do Mastered Evolution now. Now Mastered Evolution is worth quite a lot less points, so we had to put some other things in other places throughout the way. So we're still going to do the Tech and Int types only, because it is the one that gives the most points. We've got the 400 or less team cost. We've got all the nullification for status effects. Obviously, we've taken off their ability to reduce damage received from Tech and Int type, so we can still do the big damage. The main ones that we've had to put on, just to sort of get us up to that score, is give the enemy a little bit of an attack buff. They got the 200% here. We've given them the maximum defense buff. And then we were able to drop down the HP buff a little bit, so we can still be above that 6,000 and hopefully be okay to get through. So the team that I had built here is this one. So a Tech and Int Mastered Evolution team. I did find a Trunks friend earlier when I was setting up for the recording, so I guess we can do what Hybrid Saiyans Vegeta family. There we go. So yeah, we're going to run Trunks. Now, Trunks will be an interesting one for this event because he is a unit that wants to have a little bit of more time to build up. And as I talked about in the Majin Saga one, that does actually work out quite nicely for burst mode events, right? Because by giving the enemy a bunch of extra defense, giving the enemy a bunch of extra HP, we're actually able to be in the fight for longer. And so some of these characters that do want to build up actually do get that opportunity to do so a little bit. So I think that's going to be pretty good. Obviously, the first couple of fights against the minor Shadow Dragons, even though they do have that buff, like from the burst mode parameters, they're not particularly tough, right? So we don't really need to worry about it too much. We're just going to go ahead and do this. I mean, we got the gods here on turn 1 with the guard. We got the Vegeta and the Trunks. I mean, we should actually get to see Super Trunks come out during this run, which will be quite nice. You know, he struggles in the Dismal Future Red Zone. It's basically this Omega celebration, because it came out on JP before the Worldwide celebration. You've got this guy, and you can draw the comparisons to the LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where they came out before the Worldwide celebration on JP. Then the Worldwide celebration content came out and kind of aged them very quickly. Or at least I say that, but like they're just not good in that event specifically. If we get a new harder event that comes out, but at least the beginning is a little bit easier and then it gets harder at the end, then obviously he could still be quite good. Yeah, we will go for you. But yeah, obviously an event like this where he's actually got a little bit more time to sort of get built up and get going, it should be significantly better. So yeah, we should get to see Super Trunks hopefully by the time we get to Omega. We've got some units on here that benefit from longer events like this Gotenks. Obviously a bit of a liability potentially on the first turn. Then once he goes Super Saiyan, he can get multiple additional attacks, multiple additional supers. Each one raises defense for the turn. And then of course when we want to pull the trigger and go Super Saiyan 3, we get a couple of turns of doing some big damage. We obviously don't want to do that too early because, as we've already said, the burst mode boss, you know, we've given them a lot of extra defense and HP. So the final phase will be a fair few turns, but we should be all good. We also brought this World Tournament Gohan. He'll be a good stacker for the event being a little bit longer as well. So yeah, things should work out quite nicely for him. So we'll go ahead and do this. He should get his 3 hits here, which will then of course give him the buff. And then we can go ahead and do this. Unfortunately, Gohan, not with the best links. This Gohan, when he came out, was like a World Tournament reward card, was really, really good. So looking forward to his TUR awakening in the future. Although, of course, as an infinite stacker, he does kind of want that longer event meta to make a bit of a comeback. Because even with a TUR awakening, probably not going to stray too far away from that being the blueprint of how he, you know, wants to function. But he's a good unit for a World Tournament SSR. So I thought we would bring him, see if we can get some stacks off against the Omega and then carry us through. But this team definitely feels a lot less janky than the Majin Saga team that I threw together yesterday. So if you haven't seen that video, do go check that out. That was pretty funny. But at the end of the day, we got the W, which is what's important. So We can go ahead and do this. Do a bit of damage here. Or just get the KO, you know. Or not. Do I want the god? I don't know if I even want the gods on rotation. I want them to come in, have that turn 1 guard, then get floated off a little bit. Obviously our rotations will stick after we've finished the fight here. So we'll let Trunks get the finish. And then, yeah, we start all over again with Omega. It's funny as well, because I only really realised yesterday, because it's been so long since I played this event. None of the other Dokkan events really have, like, extra fights. But we've built the Dokkan mode up quite a decent amount, like, without even actually being in the proper fight yet. So, I guess we will do this, right? You guys must share, yeah, a ton of links. And then you share 4, you share 5. I guess we do want this Vegeta to get hit 3 times in total, and he's only going to get hit once here, so we'll go ahead and do this. Alright, so we should be looking pretty good here. Trunks starting off nicely, because that's the thing, in the first phase, because we haven't given him so many of the attack buffs, it gives an opportunity for these guys to get built up. I said it in the Majin SAGA video, I've said it in every burst mode video that we've done so far, because I'll always do one for each of the categories to get the 6,000 points. Always try and give them, it's always better to give them more HP and defense so that they live longer, but less attack, so that even if they super attack you, you're not just going to suddenly get one shot like 15 minutes into your run, right? I did not mean to do that. Well, I literally moved my hand and misclicked my phone, so that's great. 89k defense. Whew. We're probably going to, if we live, we live to regret that mistake. But, you know, we don't do app resets over here. So, hopefully we don't get immediately supered. 36k. Get an additional from hidden potential, maybe? Nope. Okay, we'll just don't get supered then, I guess. Alright, there you go. Typical. It would be good to keep him on rotation if we could actually get some stacks. Then him being on rotation actually serves some kind of benefit. But if he's not even going to get an additional super, then that doesn't work out all that great for me. But I guess it is what it is. He's going to super Gotenks, isn't he now, though? Gotenks does at least raise defense on super still in his base form, I believe. So, oh, right, he didn't super the whole time. I guess we have to remember this is a Dokkan event at the end of the day. You know, as much as it's... you know what, we will do that. As much as it is a burst mode and we've given him a bunch of extra parameters that make him hit harder and stuff like that, it is still just a Dokkan event. So we can kind of get out of that mentality of the red zone where it's like, oh god, he's going to super me every single turn, because it's not quite that bad. So I think we should be all right, even after that minor misplay there. So I wonder if we might even get to see this Vegeta. I can't remember the last time I used this Vegeta and actually got him to transform, because of how short some of the events are nowadays. So, but yeah, ideally Trunks gets some additionals here. That's the only downside. I mean, that's the other good thing, I should say, about these guys having so much HP and defense, because we talked about when we did the Trunks showcases and stuff when he came out, that because he wants to attack a certain number of times to get to Super Trunks as quickly as possible, you can obviously come across that issue where he does one big super, kills the enemies, and then he can't actually do any additionals. Whereas, because we've given the enemy so much defense and HP in this scenario, it's a lot more difficult for that situation to come up. Like, it still can, obviously. Like here, for example, if the active skill kills... I mean, either way, he's going to do an attack, right? So, I was going to say, ideally, the active skill doesn't kill. And then we can do this, right? And then we get another attack. So this Trunks should be good to go, right? And transform on his next appearance, I think. Well, actually, how many attacks did he do in the first turn? He might have only done 2. I'm not sure, actually. But we'll see. Now, the thing is, on this team, we don't have the Android/Cell Saga allies. In order for him to get his guard, right? The Kid Gohan is, the other Super Trunks friend is, but nobody else on the team is, right? Most of the others are Majin Saga, or we have the gods on here. So that does, of course, make it a little bit slower for him to get going. But I think we could probably get away with this, right? As long as he doesn't get supered. So yeah, I think we will. because then at least that gives him another attack. Maybe he will actually be ready to transform. But you can see here, like, distinct lack of supers, right? So whilst you can get hit hard if you give him the attack modifiers, you're not getting supered that often, which is why it's another benefit of not giving the enemy a ton of attack buffs, because then these normal attacks that we're taking for the most part aren't doing that much damage, right? So those guys have 287. Can I get away with keeping them in slot 1 pre-transformed, get another stack? I feel like I can. So I'm gonna go for it. Probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Alright, so we can actually finally get a super with this Tech Gohan. You love to see it. Because yeah, see, they tank the normals for double digits even pre-super. And then because we got 20 key, we're now going to get a guaranteed additional super here. So yeah, take that, Beast Gohan. Beastless Gohan catching strays out here. But yeah, 20 key, we get the guaranteed additional super. So that gives them another stack. And then potentially we'll transform them on the next rotation that they're on. But gives them a nice little bit of extra defense. And then Trunks here. Is this going to be the last attack for him? Because that's the thing, without having the Android Cell Saga allies, he doesn't get the guaranteed additional that could be a super. Because even if it's not a super and it's just an additional normal, it's still an additional attack, so it's building towards his transformation condition. But, like I say, with this event being a bit longer, Trunks being perfectly fine defensively after supering, as long as he's not getting supered by one of these bosses, it doesn't really matter too much as long as we're actually getting our attacks in. What's this Vegeta up to now? He definitely still needs a bit more gas, but let's do this. Look, I'm not going to be able to get a huge amount of orbs here, am I, from anything? But I mean, he's not being hit, so it doesn't matter too much about that. I just kind of wanted him to actually contribute to the damage. So, oh, he didn't get hit. Was that his third hit, and he actually didn't get hit? That's unfortunate. Right. Dokkan attack with the Tech Vegeta. Not quite what we were looking for. I would have ideally liked to have gotten a Super Trunks one. So I think that's something worth bearing in mind. If you want to run the double Super Trunks leads, I'd have to go back and look at the int and physical ones. But there probably is at least one more Android/Cell Saga ally that we could have brought. And then we would actually have the full passive active for him, which I think would make this considerably easier, considerably faster. But as you can see, it's not like we've had a huge amount of trouble here with this so far. Like, pretty much every unit on this team post-super is pretty solid defensively. So we don't have to worry about too much. And then there you go. We get to Super Trunks eventually. Okay, and that's what's important. And this is where we're going to start seeing some big damage. So we could go Super Saiyan 3 now as well. Well, we can do this, right? So we do the active skill. All the attacks for the turn are gone. In fact, he's just going to be dead. This is the last phase. So, yeah, he's toast. So we'll do this. Do this. And then, I guess just for the sake of it, because he might live, maybe. We'll do this. And then there we go. So, I can't really see him surviving this turn. 15 million from Super Trunks, you know? Pretty good. Man, Super Trunks is so good. I hate that you just have to, like, you jump through so many hoops and then there he is. We get out of Super Trunks and he does one super and then the event is over. But, he gets the job done. So there is our clear of the Omega. Well, it's not even Omega, is it, technically? It is fighting Omega, but the Shadow Dragons Dokkan Fest event, burst mode, with the 6 Mastered Evolution characters. Taking its time to load here, but that is the last mission, because of course yesterday we did the Majin Buu Saga one and we got 6,000 points, so that's every mission except for the one for the Mastered Evolution category. So we can see here under the missions tab in burst mode, there we go, clear under the conditions, Mastered Evolution, and there you go, get an extra stone for that. Like I said, if you've done the Mastered Evolution one first, whichever one you do first, you can always just jump into the burst mode. Like this here, for example. If you've already done one and you've got your 6,000 points, you can literally just turn off like every single other thing and then just put on the one you need to do. And then you're not going to get a lot of points, but the event is only going to be as difficult as a normal Dokkan event. So it's going to be super easy. So that's the best way to get these missions done. I always like to do 6,000 points with both just to show that you actually can. And then let's take a look here. Wait, why is... Oh, yeah. Wait, that's the team I just did it with. Oh, it's because it's on Boost Saga. Let's see. Is there any Mastered Evolution? Who did I miss when we come to the team? Mastered Evolution... And then Android/Cell Saga. Because, yeah, there definitely is someone that I could have put on there instead to help out with. Oh, no, there kind of isn't, really. A lot of these other guys are kind of mid. Like, I mean, the Int Super Vegeta could be okay. The tech, like, you know, from the Extreme Z areas, like Gohan and Vegeta are kind of mid. But I guess that does power up Trunks, so you could go for one of those. They do have a slightly lower team cost than some of the other units that I used, so that could make it a little bit easier for you as well. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on with the Mastered Evolution one. Let me know what team build you used. Let me know your high score for this burst mode. Now that I've done the videos, I might try and go for like a personal high score with a slightly better team build, and we'll see how we get on. It's just one of those things. I don't like burst mode. The reason why I do my things like this, I don't like getting 10, 15 minutes in and then getting one shot by a super, which if you really want to get the high scores, you have to put a lot of the attack modifiers on as well. But let me know what you guys got down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.